Are you feeling stuck at your heaviest weight as a professional man? Most men they fail because they're still using the same strategies from stage 1 when their body is in stage 3. So in this video I will break down the 4 stages of fat loss and also what actually works at each step. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I'm making a new video about weight loss every week. I use these strategies to lose 60 pounds in 8 months and kept it off for 13 years, and I've helped dozens of men just like you lose up to 60 pounds and finally escape the yo-yo dieting cycle. And if you're tired of constantly losing and gaining the same weight, I want to help you get to your healthy self without giving up the foods that you love. The first stage is that you've been ongoing diets for several decades and you are at your heaviest weight, feeling so unhealthy, not confident, you're missing out on career opportunities at work because you are not taking care of your body, and you have a lot of aches in your body because you've been busting your ass off in the gym and doing endless amount of cardio. So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually take a break. Because if you've been doing the same shit for so many years, your body is just exhausted from doing all this work and you have a lot of cravings. So what I mean by break is that you're taking a step back and you're figuring out your maintenance calories, where you are eating your maintenance calories. For example, you're using a macro calculator, typing in your age as a 30-year-old man, 170 centimeters, your height and your activity levels. That could be difficult to estimate, but you put it in, for example, 5 times your activity levels, and then you just figure out the maintenance calories to maintain your current weight. Then you have 45% of your daily calories come from high protein, quality protein sources, and then that makes you want to build more muscle and lose weight faster. And then you have 40% of your daily calories coming from carbs, because high carb is getting you recovered faster after you've been depleting yourself for so many decades, and you're also having less cravings. So but just by sticking to these things, it makes it easier for you to just take a break and eat more at your maintenance calories so you can reverse your metabolism. Your metabolism is most likely just very low. You're screwing it up by eating very low and doing too much output. So by eating at the maintenance calories for 2 weeks, you are able to recover. For example, your nervous system is just very weak. It's been very busted from all this heavy, intense workout, and also having a mental break from working out from the gym. Also, eating more calories makes your metabolism higher throughout these weeks, so you are at a point where your metabolism is like fully functioning again. And when you've been doing that, you're also having at least like 6,000 steps a day, because you want to get some blood flow out to the muscle, and also having a good conditioning, because in order to hop on a weight loss plan where you need to work out with strength training, you also need to have a good conditioning, like stamina, in order to do that. So I always recommend that after like 2 weeks, you are going to the gym, you're focusing on compound movements where you are allocating 4 or 5 times a week at a minimum. You are targeting every muscle group. For example, day 1, chest, triceps; day 2, back and hamstrings; day 3, shoulders and biceps; day 4, you are working out your legs, like the quads, your calves, your abs; and day 5, they could be, for example, shoulder and biceps again. So the first 2-3 exercises, you are having compound movements where you are utilizing several muscle groups when you are performing the chest exercise, and then afterwards you go over to incline flies, and then you are also targeting the triceps with like tricep push down, row push downs, and triceps bench press, because you are in the beginning having a lot of energy you could utilize in that, and then you are having less energy. So just by following these stages, that's very easy. And then you also want to have focusing on progressive overload, where you are increasing the weight all the time, because the more muscle you're building, especially in the beginning, the faster you lose weight and build more muscle. And then also have a good mind-muscle connection, where you have a mental picture of how you are targeting the specific muscle group, so it gets break down the muscle tissues, and through rest and recovery you are building it up again. So these are the first thing you want to implement. And then you are also not doing any cardio. Cardio is a supplementary tool for you to lose weight faster. So you're also taking like weight, you are for example, having the 45% of daily calories come from protein, 40% of carbs. And when you've been doing that, you are easier able to just stick to your diet, and you have 4 or 5 liters of water every single day, because that makes it easier to like decrease in the cravings you have, and you feel fuller for each meal. And then when you've been utilizing this strategy, you are also going to track your body weight. For example, you're going on a scale every Monday morning, and you set aside like 24 weeks to lose the weight. So when you've been going on a weight scale and you have been taking a shit, you are naked when you're weighing yourself, you have the accurate weight. And then you are also taking measurement tape all around your body and body pictures in the same lighting, front, back, and side, from a good lighting. And you have a friend helping you with that. So this is just like the first week you're doing that. And after every week, you're just following the same plan, and you're eventually going to see some changes. And after 4 weeks, maybe some weeks you are losing 1 to 2 pounds, but sometimes maybe 1 pound because you are building more muscle. So after 4 weeks, you've been going on the same plan, and maybe you are losing weight. That's awesome. So you just keep going at the calories and the amount of steps. And after 2 weeks, in the beginning, you are introducing cardio, where it's 4 sessions of cardio on a stationary bike with a heart rate of 120. And when you are doing like a 120, there's also resistance. You burn even more calories. And then from week 3 and 4, you are reducing the calories with 200 calories more, because you're most likely just hitting a weight loss plateau. And in order to break through the weight loss plateaus, you're going to have to decrease your calories, and you want to increase the amount of outputs by, for example, walking instead of 6,000 steps, you're walking 8,000 steps. And then you also want to increase the amount of cardio with 1 cardio sessions a week. So it's like 5 cardio sessions a week with a 120 heart rate. So this is the first stage. You already completed the 4 weeks, and that is stage 1. And when you've been doing the stage 1, you want to take a step back and just seeing how the progress is working for you. Let's imagine that your weight is just lowering, and you are taking new pictures and also new measurements, so you can see that you are, for example, losing a lot of weight and building more muscle. I'd love to know what is your biggest takeaway so far. Just comment below and let me know. So after you've been doing the first stage, now you're going over to stage 2, because as a professional man working a full-time job, and you've been not seeing the results that you want to work, you need to change your mindset and adapt with your weight loss, because weight loss is very up and down. You have to always see how you can tweak the results, because some weeks you are losing weight, some weeks you are not. But if you are constantly just looking about how your body feels, if your clothes is fitting better, it's a sign that you're losing more fat and you're building more muscle. If your clothes is feeling like more to the skin and it's fitting better. So let's imagine that you're working out 5 times a week in the gym right now with progressive overload. You're constantly able to increase the weight, and you are building more muscle as a result of that. And then you want to also having 4-5 cardio sessions a week. You're doing 8,000 steps right now, because in order for you to break through the plateaus, you are going to have to increase more output. And by doing that, you are going to now introduce what is called free meal. Free meal is something that is called also from normal perspective like a cheat meal, but I don't like talking about cheat meals because it's like a negative view of you rewarding yourself after putting in a ton of work, because cheat meals makes you feel like you have done anything wrong, which is not the right thing, because you've been busting your ass off in the gym and following your diet. So let's imagine that after 4 weeks your metabolism is lowering now. So in order for you to spark up the metabolism again, you want to introduce a high carb meal that could be 700 or 1,000 calories from high carb sources. It could be whole wheat pancakes, it could be Nutella on top of that, it could be maybe a sandwich from Subway, just something that you've been really craving. You do that once a week, because higher carbs makes you recovered faster, you are sparking your metabolism even faster, and you're also feeling way fuller. For example, if you have a bicep that is covered with a lot of fat, and with the calorie deficit you've been utilizing with the 300 calories deficit and then 500 calorie deficit, the longer you've been in a calorie deficit and on your weight loss journey, you are removing more fat all around your body, and where specifically is not easy to determine. It depends on who you are as a person. So if you have a lot of fat on the bicep that is removed through a calorie deficit, then the muscle is more visible, it's more toned because there's not so much fat around the bicep. So what you're doing is that after you've been consuming this high carb meal, you are losing weight faster and you're building more muscle. So you just keep following your weight loss plan with a 500 calorie deficit, and you just keep doing that. That is like stage 2 right now, and you're following that for 2 or 3 weeks more. You don't need to change your workout plan or your calorie deficit too much if you are still seeing any changes. So that's really great. So let's imagine that you are at week 7 right now. You're not losing any more weight because that's just how it is. And let's imagine that you lost like 10 pounds already, or 15 pounds. So in the beginning, you're losing a ton of weight, but eventually you're losing less weight. So by week 7, you are decreasing the calories even more. So maybe you're in a 700 calorie deficit right now. You don't always need to decrease your calorie deficit with 200. It could be 100 calories, and then you increase your step with like 10. So it's from 8,000 steps to 10,000 steps, and then you're just following that for a week. And also 5 times a week you are working out in the gym. 5 times a week you're doing cardio of 20 minutes after the gym, after you've been working out. And maybe it can be that instead of 20 minutes you are pumping it up to 30 minutes. And by these small changes, you are breaking through the weight loss plateau all the time, because eventually you're just seeing a lot of results just by mixing up your body, because you are going through the weight loss plateaus and you're breaking even more through. Your body is not designed to like go on a weight loss journey, just want to be alive. So by you pushing yourself even more, you are pushing your body out of comfort zone, and you are increasing the metabolism even more. And every week you're going to have this free meal that is ramping up your metabolism even more. Let's imagine that you're at week 8 now. You're taking new pictures, you're taking new measurements. You'll be losing a ton of weight just by utilizing this plan, and eventually you are going to make even more changes. And let's imagine that you lost 20 pounds already. That would be ideal. And let's imagine that you just keep following the same plan, and you are, instead of one free meal a week, you're doing 2 free meals a week, because you are a lower body fat percentage right now. And in order for the body to get rid of the less fat, you want to just have a more faster way to increase the metabolism, and that is by introducing this carb meal even more. So you have 2 free meals a week. I know that a lot of these strategies I'm sharing with you, it depends on who you are and how your life is, but that's usually just the same formula I've been using to lose the 60 pounds in 8 months, and also it's something that I've been sharing with my clients in my program. And you're utilizing this, for example, the plan from week 8 to 10 or week 11. So working out 5 times a week, you are also 5 times a week with the cardio sessions of 30 minutes now, not 20 minutes, but 30 minutes, 10,000 steps a day. And eventually you're just going to see a lot of changes. And when you hit to week 12, let's imagine that you lost all the weight that you want. So you want to take a break right now. And the reason why is that you've been busting your ass off for 12 weeks and you are looking ripped and toned, but you still want to have a mental break and also building more muscle for the next stage. And eventually, when you've been losing all the weight, you want to take 2 weeks off where you're eating in your maintenance calories. You need to have a new maintenance, because your body is at a point where it's totally different from 12 weeks ago. So you're typing in your new macros and your calories of the maintenance calories. So you type in your new, for example, the new weight, also the activity levels, that's highly active, your age, your gender, and then you get new calories. That could be, instead of 3,000 calories of your maintenance calories you had before, maybe it's 24, 2,500 calories, and you're still sticking to a 45% of daily calories come from protein, 40% coming from carbs. And then you have a break for 2 weeks. You don't do shit. You don't walk into the gym. You don't do any cardio. Maybe like cardio, just running a bit. And instead of 10,000 steps, you're doing at least 6,000 steps. That gives your body a way to take a break. Your joints getting a break, your metabolism getting a break, because you want to have your metabolism fully functioning again. And then you have been utilizing this strategy for 2 weeks and you are very refreshed afterwards. And that is stage 4, because stage 4 is where you've been taking a break from everything, and stage 4 is just meaning that you need to do something different. So you are in a calorie deficit with, for example, 2,400 calories is your new maintenance calories, and you want to be in a slight calorie deficit now with 200 calories, and then 4 times of cardio sessions and 5 times working out in the gym and 6,000 steps. So you just keep doing this for 2 weeks and you lose weight even faster, because now you've been taking a break, and that helps you losing weight even faster and you look more full. And there's also something that's called stage 5, and that is something that's more aggressive for some people who wants to build even more muscle. So if you are at stage 4 right now and you want to build even more muscle instead of build even more rib, you are eating you're having 2 weeks off, and then afterwards you're eating at your maintenance calorie for 2 weeks, and then afterwards you're eating in a slight calorie surplus that's like 150 or 200 grams calories even more above your maintenance calories, and you following that for like 4 or 6 weeks. Every week you are focusing on increasing the weight and trying to get stronger, and you're still taking the same tracking, like it would be weighing yourself, taking pictures, measurements, and after maybe every 2 weeks you're increasing your calories even more with 100. Sometimes not too much, because you are lean bulking. That means that you are trying to get on like 125 grams of lean muscle mass, and the rest is just fat, and you're just hopping on this lean bulk for 6 weeks. Eventually you're going to build a lot of more muscle, and then you want to figure out the new maintenance calories, where you are, let's imagine that your new maintenance calories is 2,800 calories, and then you want to go back into the calorie deficit of 300 calories below your maintenance calories, and then you're just going through the same principles with 4 cardio sessions a week. You are going 6,000 steps, 5 times as time in the gym working out, and this can help you with building more muscle and also losing weight faster, because if you have more muscle mass, it functions like a catalyst where you're losing fat even faster. So this is just what I've been wanting to share with you who are not aware of all these 4 stages of fat loss, or 5 stages, because I just want to give you more value for you to understand, like, the stages of fat loss is very different. And if you are someone who wants to get more confident in the gym, when that also translates to you be more confident at work, talk with clients, doing presentations. If you want to lose the weight for good and become the most healthiest version of yourself, just like you saw with me and my client transformation in the beginning of the video, there's a link in the description in the comment section where you can apply for coaching with me, and we'll see if we are fit to work together and we'll build a game plan together.